Yeah, so what I've done here and why is because this hasn't, because this hasn't run in 10 years, the concern with an engine in long-term storage, especially an older engine like this, is that the valves get stuck.
Okay.
Or that corrosion builds up on the cam or something like that. So for the cost of a valve cover gasket, which we have to make, of course, but that's fine, part of the fun, it's worth pulling that off and inspecting. So I pulled that off. It looks decent for what it is. We're going to check the clearances and make adjustments if necessary. Pulled all the spark plugs out. There's 12 of them, one on either side because dual ignition. So we're going to look in there with the borescope now and see what the cylinders look like, if they're corroded or not. And from there, we're going to throw some lubricant in the cylinders, roll it over by hand, make sure that everything is moving and functioning as it should. And in that case, we'll do the oil change, put that all back together, and crank it over. But I want to turn the light on, first of all. We're in. And there's a valve. Sometimes with this, it's difficult to
get the bend.
Get oriented in the right direction and get in the bend. One of these days I'll get a slightly nicer one of these, but it'll work for now. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is look at the cylinder walls and look down in there and see a piston. There's one. Those walls are a little scored.
Yeah.
She is 98 years old though.
Worth to have some wrinkles at that age.
Yeah. Okay, that was 6. This one is 5. Same deal. And then we gotta go way over here. Where is it? That one? I need to get one of these that drives with a joystick because this is so difficult to see the camera moving in the opposite direction here. There's the spark plug hole on the other side.
Oh shit.
I don't want to go over there though, I want to go down. It's not very common though that you get an engine where the cylinders are big enough that you can push this thing in there and then turn.
Yeah.
But this thing is just freaking huge, so. Well, one thing that's good that I'm definitely not seeing in these is I'm not seeing a lot of corrosion or something on the cylinder walls themselves. Just lots of scoring.
It does feel good in there.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Not when you've been outside.
Here you go, sis.
Yeah, bore scope in the cylinders. Looking at tops of the piston and cylinder walls, stuff like that. They're scored, but they're not. I mean, you know.
Like normal scoring, kind of.
Well, normal scoring for a 98-year-old engine.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of thing I would just do a rebuild on because of what it is. But my main goal here is just making sure that nothing's obviously corroded or seized. So because of that, what we'll do is we'll feed some oil in through the spark plug holes to each engine, each cylinder, let it sit probably overnight, and then we'll roll over by hand and make sure that everything turns, and then we'll draw all the old oil out, do an oil change with the new oil, and crank it over with the starter motor. Make sure it's all freed up.
I managed to make it better and then worse.
Why'd you make it worse?
Yeah, why'd you make it worse?
Why? Because I felt like it.
Just felt like going
I
holes.
need a bigger wrench.
Okay.
Because I think looking at like the pictures on the website, like the two thread together. So now I'm trying to tighten the two together more.
Okay. I should have plenty of bigger wrenches over there. I think they go up to 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I got a 1.5 inch too.
Okay.
Bag, so.
You probably could use channel locks on there too.
I wondered that. The only thing I struggle with is I can't get my body positioned to get both arms in there to hold it.
Ah, yes, boat yoga. Why do you think I took the engine hatches off this?
When I saw that you did, I thought, wow, that's pretty smart.
It was worth the half hour.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this particular engine, look at the data tag on it.
Yeah, it says 4.
Yeah, see the firing order? 1342.
Yeah.
Now, if you know how to count, there's 6 cylinders here, and there's 12 spark plugs.
What do I just
Now,
hang
those are gonna fire in sequence, but I just thought that was interesting, that data tag.
Yeah.
Let's look underneath the cap, see what's going on there. So here's it's got new condensers and points in it, or at least new 10 years ago, but there's the rotor. So it's got these two points, and there's a separate track, so there's 2 coils shooting in there. There's this coil and that coil, so it's a true dual ignition. One of these fires to the center of the cap and goes out this electrode on the rotor out to one side. Then this one touches a carbon ring on the inside of the cap and transfers the energy from this coil to this tip. And so it's one distributor, but it's dual ignition. So there's 2 coils going into one cap to 2 different points on the rotor.
Super unique.
2, yeah.
Is that how this one is too? Or is this one dual?
That one is also dual ignition, very similar to this, except that's 16 plugs because it's a V8.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering, the cap in that one is made of unobtainium.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what that is.
It means you can't get it.
Find it. I can't obtain it.
But yeah, and these are manual spark advance. So there's a lever on the wheel up there. So when you're throttling up, you are in control of advancing the spark. So that goes down that shaft to a crank on the back to a push rod. That push rod comes out here to another crank to this adjustable push rod to this distributor mount, and then you are actually moving the distributor. You're clocking it while you're driving.
I heard you say that on your TikTok, and I thought, I have no idea what that means.
That seems really convoluted.
Now in 1930, 3 years later, you got automatic advance.
Damn.
Yep.
Yes, that was the shit.
That was the shit.
That was probably the coolest technology ever.
That was for the time, that would have been like having your Tesla park itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you don't need to automatic. Yeah, man, it's doing it by
No.
itself.
But no, ultimately it looks pretty clean in there. That's good. So I have carb kits coming for that. We'll do that. New gasket. We'll clean the points up and everything, and the contacts under there.
These
And
are
yeah.
chunky.
Yeah, they are. They're $17 a piece also. Yeah. They are chunky. They use a 15/16 socket.
Damn. Wow. Not the craziest.
Yeah, if you can't light the fire with 2 of those per cylinder, the fire will not be lit.
No, it's not going.
Not going. Yep. These carburetors are cool too. They're Shebler Model S. They have like a vacuum diaphragm in there. Yeah, they're neat.
When I was a kid, I always thought those hatches were you threw coal.
You're not that far off of this. Not
decades
that
earlier.
far. Hardly even. I mean,
Is this updraft carbs?
yeah. This was not even 20 years
After coal.
after the Titanic.
Yeah. Jesus. Wow.
That's cool to think about, though.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, 1927, the stock market hadn't crashed yet.
Chris Kraft was still a son or father and son, wasn't it?
The real hot music was ragtime and jazz. Right, you don't know what it is.
I know what jazz is. I don't know what the other one was.
Yeah,
Kind of like swing music, isn't it?
yeah, it's a lot of, yeah, there you
Horns
go.
and stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Think Great Gatsby. Can you order a quartet to your party?
I don't know what that is.
Great Gatsby?
This also is electric start, that's a big deal.
That is a
I
huge
believe
deal.
that.
Yep.
And
This
what's that nozzle on the side?
over here,
Yeah.
this has twin fuel tanks.
Oh, okay.
So that's our
To decide
selector.
which one.
Yep. And this is an added electric fuel pump.
Okay. So it was grandfathered in that you don't need to have them equally drained then.
Yeah, well, there's no return line,
Oh. There.
so you don't have to worry about it with no return line.
Okay.
But you're right. Yep. It's neat.
Yeah, this thing's sweet.
Yep. And it's large.
I can't imagine trying to put this engine in.
Well, you notice how they installed it. There's a break here in the deck.
Yeah. Take
So
this off.
yeah, so that doesn't come out easily, but that does come out. It's like a split there, and that's how they set them in. I mean, the underside of the engine hatches have a little cutout in the beams for this. This is like as big of an engine as they could have put in here.
How many horsepower is it?
150.
Now that's
this
something.
for 150? Damn.
At 1500 RPM. So it makes lots of torques.
Yeah.
So we're comparing 1927 to what year is that one? The motor?
Oh, Snips? Yeah, that one's I think a 2008.
Almost a century.
And look how far we've come.
Yep, this was a hot motor back in the day. And then in 28 they were 175 horse, and then by 1930 they were 200 horse. They made a lot of different modifications. A lot of it was carburation and up the compression ratio because the octane rating was better on gasoline by then. And
When did they get rid of 2 spark plugs per cylinder?
not till later, when the compression ratios got up higher, they stopped. But you still see it sometimes. You know, like the modern 5.7 Hemi has it.
6.2 has it.
Yep.
Were any of these boats rum runners or bootleggers?
If they were, the secrets died with the people that did it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to claim their old Chris Craft was a rum runner, but I don't know that any of them, I don't know how many of them actually were.
I don't really think there's any way to
Find out.
really tell either.
No, it just became the stuff of legend.
Yeah. I know that some Chris Crafts became the cops chasing them.
Oh yeah, if any of these boats that we have were a rum runner, it would have been Buddy.
I know there's a cop one, St. Ignace. Or not St. Well, actually, yeah, St. Ignace and St. Clair.
Well, Kevin's grandpa's boat was it was 1950s. So, or no, late 47, I think.
So, still using them at that point.
Kevin will hurt me for not knowing, but that was a Detroit police boat.
That's cool.
Yep.